Okay, so what I've done is I've done the foliage now, and now it's developed and it's exactly what I wanted. So what's going to happen now is I want to show you quickly how I apply my root area and also the pre-tone. So I'm going to do first the root. I'm just going to go down and show you quickly what I've done. So this is Lucy. So remember that we did the foil technique, the baby lights in the front. So I'm going to keep that out because that I don't want to get in with my rooted area. So obviously I've mixed my rooted area and I'm lightly going to dab it on the root, and I'm going to work fast and efficient. It's always like that when you work fast and efficient, you need to make sure that because we're using color sync, the smudged root area won't transfer onto the other hair because it's more subtle. And the developing time is not as long as with permanent or with soap color. I just dab the root because I'm going to show you what I do after I've applied the rooted area and after I'm going to come around this way so that everybody can see. So literally just at the bottom, I'm lifting it up. I'm taking fine enough sections so that the hair literally just penetrates right through, so that I don't have to do bottom and top of each section. And go. So that is the top. Just gonna go into the bottom at the back quickly. Just work my way down. Small sections. Let me just turn the mannequin so that you can see properly. You can see that I keep my hair, as I'm working, I'm keeping the hair in my hand to have more control of what I'm doing. I always make sure that when I do this, I work quick and efficient, because if you don't, you have the whole thing of not overdeveloping, but the front section developing really well, and then the bottom section and at the back not so well. But color sync we can leave on 15 to 20 minutes, so which is really cool. So And obviously right at the bottom where I did my rooted area, I want that softness of the blonde there. So then I take, hold on, sorry guys. I take my big comb, this one, and I just keep it next to me, because what I want to do now is with the pre-tone, I'm going to go in with my section, and I am going to blend my root area into my toned area. I'll take another section and make sure that I blend it really well. And then my first two sections, I'm going to take my big side of my comb and I'm just going to comb it into it. Obviously this takes, if you've never done it this way, the foliage is a very lengthy process because you have to work so quick, and you have to do it properly, otherwise it overdevelops in certain parts, the parts that you do first. So taking my big comb again and I comb it into the hair. So my pre-toner is SP, a little bit of SPN, because there's a lot of yellow undertone and I don't necessarily want it to be too much of warmth, because I wanted that brighter blonde. So I'm using a little bit of SPN and then SPA. Put that down and just turn this baby around. So, and then we start again and we do the bottom part. Make sure that your root area is nicely blended. And if you feel you need to add a little bit of root, yes, so I'm liking already what I'm seeing happening here. So if there are any questions, be sure to pop them on the Facebook feed or on the Instagram feed afterwards, and I will definitely get back to you about how I do it, or if there's any other questions, then you are so welcome to ask. And now this is just what's going to happen. I'm just going to continue doing this right through to the back. And obviously the front part of my, we call it the money piece. So the front part of my money piece, I will do only pre-tone and not root, because I want that to be nice and bright. I don't want it to have a rooted area. So when you do that, you can literally see how that color just blends into each other. And I'm just going to continue with that. There needs to be some depth because there is some of the hair that was still virgin, that was in between. Make sure that when you pop your blonde down, that you don't put it on top of your rooted area. It's no need to work untidy. Work fast but not untidy, and make sure that you don't make unnecessary mistakes. Those are the things that's happened to me before, right at the beginning when I just started doing this. I didn't realize that don't put the hair down on top of the darker areas. It's unnecessary because that just gives you a headache to fix afterwards. So, and then obviously right at the bottom, remember to also get that blonde in. So I can already see that the color is doing exactly what I wanted to do. Beautiful. So now I'm going to go to my front. The front part, I plaited to keep it out of the way. Because this is a dolly head, I don't mind the color going onto the face, but when it's a client, I always prefer to put the shade, the lens or shade, a visor. I don't like my clients to have color on their faces. But this one, Lucy, doesn't really have anything to say. She's so quiet. Okay, so now we just wait it out. The front part, we make sure that the hair so I can give that a few minutes just while the front part develops. And there we go. Okay, so I'll get back to you about what it looks like afterwards. After the development of this color, I'm obviously going to go in with my toner, and I have decided that I was going to use 10V and 10A and a dash of 10mm kind of sync with activator. All the formulas will be on the page, so and then I'll be sure to share what the after looks like. So this is the foil that I've done. So that's the front of the head, this is the back, this the crown area, and this is what's left. So these are all the hairs that's in between the foils. The one thing that I'd like to do, this is my own personal touch when I do this. So the one thing that I'd like to do after I've done foliage is to go back in with my comb and then take my Froma brush with my light master and just literally do the V shape on the hair that's sticking out, because I want all the hair's ends to be nice and bright blonde. Remember that we said earlier that when we do balayage, the intention of balayage was always to just give a sun-kissed look. And where foliage is where I have more control over how bright blonde I want to be, or how bright blonde my client would like to be. So I make sure that I stack this color. I think you've seen so many of these videos already. I'm just stacking the color a little bit. Make sure that the hair is nicely penetrated here at the bottom. So make sure that when you apply your balayage or your bleach, obviously you know that it needs to be really blended, really soft. And then I just like to go back in and touch the root, make sure that it's well saturated in the ends. Make sure that it's nicely saturated. So we're going to be doing that with all the hair that this is right on the crown area. And I'm literally just going to brush that in softly. Yeah, okay, so that one's done. I'm just doing this around the top of the head because the bottom is a lot more tighter packed with foil for the foliage, and the top, remember that I said that I was going to do 3 close together and then leave some space, and then again 3 close together and then leave some space. So that's the intent, is to create the depth of the color in between with the own natural hair color added with the rooted color that we're going to be doing. So this is just the same technique that I've done on the other side. I'm just going to do this on this side as well, because I want the top hair, the ends, all to be nice and bright blonde. Dan Chichai from Matrix on L'Oreal Access with his balayage online training, he says, and I think that's such a good and important thing to remember, is that if you do sloppy work and it looks sloppy, that's your end result. You can be sure that that will be your end result. Make sure that when you do this that it's perfect, otherwise you'll have sloppy blodgy color, and you really don't want to go back in after you've done your balayage to go and fix a mess because you rushed it. So there we go. I'm happy with that. Now we're just going to wait until this is processed. You can see that this is just around the top. We're not going into the bottom because there's lots of blonde at the bottom. But this is what we're going to be doing at the top. So I'll keep you posted.